Hello y'all, K-Dub here, and welcome to this short recording of my thoughts on the remaster of Oblivion. So we are at the gutted mine, and I'm looking down at Cheydon Hall right now. A very nice view from up here, by the way, and there's the Imperial City over that way. So, my thoughts. Combat has been improved, definitely, from the original. Attributes have changed, so just be mindful of that if you've played the game before. For example, short swords are tied to agility, not strength when it comes to attributes. Also, alchemy is so easy now because when you go up to get one of those ingredients, you just get it. It's like a freebie every time you go up to a plant, which bothers me. That really bothers me. There shouldn't be 100% chance that you're going to get your alchemy ingredient. But personal opinion, personal preference as well. Leveling works a little bit differently. It used to be you would level up your major skills. That would help you level up really fast. And then based upon the skills that you used, you would get your attribute increases. So if you used the things tied to strength, so that would be blade, blunt, hand to hand. If those were all major skills, you would level up really fast. You might get +2 to those when you level up. But then maybe other areas you would get +2 as well, or maybe even you would have no increase, and you would have to do +1 in those. So that efficient leveling thing was really important in the original. Now you get 12 virtues that you can use however you really wish at each level up. So I think that's an improvement. At the same time, I do miss the older system in leveling up efficiently a little bit because I trained myself to be an efficient leveler. And for the original, there are mods to sort of help out with that. If you do get +2, there are mods where the +2 is rounded up to +5, because as you level up, the enemies level up with you, and then they might be super overpowered compared to what you are. And then it makes the game almost unplayable to get anything done, especially if you're in a lot of combat situations. So I do like the leveling system a little bit better. There are some things that I sort of miss from the original, like having the first person view riding horses. There's only a third person view for riding horses. That was almost a deal breaker. It's also very difficult to interact with anyone on a horse. In the original, it was very easy because it was much easier because the area in which you could interact was much larger on a horse than it is in the remaster. So that being said, a lot of classic Oblivion is in the remaster, and that has some pros and cons. The pro is if someone has not played classic Oblivion, or maybe only dabbled into it for a couple hours, the experience is going to be fresher for them because of this graphics overhaul and the little tweaks in the systems. So if you're completely new to Oblivion, it's great because there's a lot of the same classic Oblivion within the game, especially when it comes to quests and where the chests are in the dungeons and the roads. That has been maintained, and I believe that brings a lot of integrity to the remaster. That being said, if you are someone who has put in 1,000 hours in the original, such as myself, there's not a lot that's new here other than the tweaks to the systems a little bit. And, of course, the graphics look a lot better. It brings Oblivion and Cyrodiil into modern graphics. So there are those things. But for me, I was sort of looking for maybe they tweak things even within the dungeons. But they stayed loyal to what the original was, and I'm not gonna I'm not going to wholly criticize that. I think it's a great move for those who haven't played the game before. But for someone such as myself, it's like, well, okay, I'm in this town. I'm going to do this quest. I know who I need to talk to for the quest. So there's not really a lot new when it comes to that part of the game for someone like myself who has that many hours in the game. And not only do I have that many hours in, but it's stretched over the course of 9 years. So I didn't put 1,000 hours in over 2 years. It's been 1,000 hours over 9 years. So everything's still very fresh to me. Maybe if I took a year off or a couple years off and then I came back to it, it would be fresher and newer. But as it stands right now, it's not there. Like I said, from a graphic standpoint, welcome to 2025 in that respect. And, having a lot of that same charm in the game, I think is beneficial as well. And it brings a whole new audience to Oblivion. And my friend from Massachusetts, so this is just one story and one viewpoint. He had maybe gone through a little bit of the tutorial of the original, and then he stopped. So then this remaster comes out, he starts playing it, and he says, I can't stop playing it. It's so much better than Skyrim, which is one opinion, so Skyrim fans don't get too hot under the collar. Just one opinion. And I sort of sent a message to him, how long have I been saying that? Ever since I met him, I've been saying that. What I said was, from a quest standpoint, Oblivion is head and shoulders above Skyrim. And, visually speaking, of course, Skyrim was better. But even voice acting wise and interacting with the world, I felt like Oblivion was better. That's why when I bought Oblivion and Skyrim side by side for PlayStation 3, I played way more Oblivion, and I think I just sold the Skyrim copy that I had. But that's only one perception. So overall, if you're new to the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion, the remaster is a great place for you to explore. If you know a lot of the ins and outs of the original, it's not going to be as fresh, so just be mindful of that. But overall, I would recommend the remaster for anyone who's interested in the Elder Scrolls series or Oblivion more specifically. But and I don't really care if you like Skyrim more than Oblivion or what have you. I would still recommend go ahead and give it a go. The worst that could happen is you don't like it as much as Skyrim and you just go back to Skyrim. Alright, so those are my 2 cents on this remaster of Oblivion. I want to know, what do you all think out there that have put some time into the remaster of Oblivion? Did you play the classic Oblivion 2? Are you new to Oblivion? Are you new to the Elder Scrolls universe? Overall, what are your impressions? I would love to have a very respectful discussion in the comments about where you're coming from and what your perceptions are. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you appreciated the view and the music, and I will chat with you soon. So until next time, everyone, take care of yourselves, and I'll chat with you soon. Peace out.